Everyone, this is Chris from Crafting with Chris, and I am back. Most of you probably didn't even notice I was missing, but that's all right. I haven't been crafting for about a month because of an illness that I had, but I'm finally back to it, and I'm enjoying it very much. And the one project that I've had time to make so far for this swap is the loaded boxed mini album. And this is my end result. We followed a tutorial, and I tried to make it as close to the tutorial as I could. I used Tim Holtz corner pieces on the top and the legs, and I found these handles, which are different than the one that's in the video, but I found them in spare parts. It was the only handles that I could find. But I think they look good there too. I didn't have the same die that she did for to cut the opening on the sides here, but I did have one that was fairly fancy and I thought would work pretty good. The paper that I used for this project was the Blue Rose Cottage from Paper Studio. And I bought the 12 by 12 pad and the 4.5 by 6.5 pad, and I used the 12 by 12 pad on the outside for the box, and I used the 4.5 by 6 pad for the inside pages, and I think it worked out pretty good. That on the side here, the picture that's inside here, the only thing that I did was put a little bit of stickles on the branches in the tree. And then I put some moss on the bottom here and on the top here, and some beads down here in the bottom. And then I put a little bumblebee and some flowers and some butterflies and a little dragonfly to decorate them. And I did basically the same thing on the opposite side. I think everything is pretty much the same there. On the top, oh, this is a Tim Holtz knob too. On the top, I cut, again, I didn't have the oval die that they had, but I had a round one that works pretty good in this place. I put a crocheted flower and a velvet flower and some streamers, the bumblebee and the flower and some fuzzy branches and little roses. And of course I put the 4 corner pieces on. And then when you take this out, there's the inside of the box. And since I wasn't able to get the handles until after I finished making the album, the little brads show inside. They're not covered by the paper like they should be, but deal with it. Anyway, and these are my pages, and they're done exactly as she did them in the tutorial. Each one comes out, has the fancy little brads on the top, has a magnet here, which catches on the brad, and I cut some die cuts and just decorated the front of each page. The inside isn't decorated and the back side of the page isn't decorated. There's really not enough room in this album to do a whole bunch of decorating inside. But there's page 1 and page 2 and 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm really pleased with the way this turned out. I thought it came out very nicely. I really like making the album this way. It's fun, it's different than what we usually do, and was a lot of fun to make. So thank you for joining me, and I hope to have a fun time with this swap, and am looking forward to seeing what everybody else makes. So we'll talk to you again soon.